Ready? Let's talk about Flux and let's make some Flux price predictions. Let's see if we can't figure out how much Flux that you need to own to become a millionaire by 2025. Ready? Let's dive deep. Flux currently has a circulating supply of 256 million coins out in circulation. Price point is right around 63 cents. If we take the supply times that by price, that gives us a market cap. So Flux currently has a market cap of roughly $160 million. So across every exchange worldwide, there's roughly $160 million worth of Flux out in circulation. If you invested in Flux today and the price of Flux is 65 cents, in order for that coin to 2x and hit a price point of $1.30, market cap would need to be 320 million. For you to 10x on that investment and for the price of Flux to hit $6.50, market cap would need to be 1.6 billion. 20x, $13, 3.2 billion. $65, 100x, 16 billion. And for the price of Flux to hit a price point of $650 and you 1000x on that investment, the market cap for Flux would need to be 160 billion. So now let's talk about some other key Flux statistics. And we're going to come back and I'm going to show you guys what my price predictions and where I think Flux will be by 2024, 2025 next bull run. One statistic I think people underestimate the most is tracking a platform's Twitter account. So we can see that Flux's Twitter is growing very, very rapidly. They now have over 100,000 subscribers or followers over on Twitter. Taking a look at Flux's social metrics on Lunar, we can see their social mentions are up in the last month by 6.8%. Social engagements up 33%. Dominance is up 27%. Social contributions are up 97%. Spam volume is up 168%. Market cap is up 55.6%. And bullish sentiment is up 13%. Those are huge. That's really, really good statistics. Now, the next site I like to check out is CoinCodex. CoinCodex has some phenomenal statistics. So check out these highlights for Flux. Prices increased by 538% in the last year. Flux is outperforming 99% of top 100 assets in the last year. Flux has outperformed Bitcoin and Ethereum. In the last 30 days, Flux has had 19 green days, and Flux is now trading on Binance. The only downfall is that you're below the 200-day moving average, so is the entire market. Flux is down 81% from an all-time high, so is the entire market. Flux is medium liquidity based on its market cap, and its yearly inflation is 39.9%, which I find unrealistic. There's no way that Flux is going to put out another 250,000 coins out in circulation. It just doesn't make sense. So if I had to take a guess on where I thought I might see Flux, and this is all based off of market conditions and very, very speculative, if Flux continues to grow by roughly 250% year on year, I would expect that we'll see Flux somewhere between 75 cents and $2.50 by mid to late 2023. Going into 2024, the next bull run, I think we could easily see Flux upwards around $5 to $15, give or take. And then going crazy parabolic altcoin season, I don't think it's unrealistic to think that Flux could hit a price point of $10 to $20, give or take, by 2025. And if we swing back to these statistics, and if we're saying Flux is going to be around $13, market cap would only need to be 3.2 billion. Taking a look at every one of these big layer one projects, Binance, Ethereum, Solana, Terra, Avalanche, Polygon, Polkadot, Cardano, Kadena, every one of these projects outside of Cardano, Flux is working with. So Flux provides node infrastructure. And if we swing back over to Flux's dashboard, Flux now has 12,361 nodes up and running. They are providing infrastructure for almost every big layer one blockchain. So if you have a big layer one blockchain and you need node infrastructure, you want to stand up your back end to make your application more decentralized, that's what Flux does. Flux makes the entire crypto space better. So if we take a look at Flux in the charts, and I only own a very, very small amount of Flux because I was only able to get one of my DCA targets. The market was super bearish. I wasn't expecting Flux to rally, but for the launch of their Titan nodes sent Flux absolutely screaming because everybody's trying to lock up any amount of Flux that they have. They can participate in node staking now and earn passive income in a legit project that you can actually earn passive income from. So my original DCA targets for Flux were, I want to say 37 cents, around 35 to 34 cents, and then 24 cents. Now, worst case scenario, absolute parabolic stock market falling apart, even Bitcoin down to like 10K. Maybe Flux falls down to 16. But if you take a look at one thing on the chart here, right here, Flux is currently sitting up 697% from its summer low. That is absolutely insane. And that's why CoinCodex is saying Flux is outperforming everything, because over the last year, Flux is legit outperforming all top 100 crypto projects. Flux ran up at one point from a summer low of 806% last week, actually 2 days ago. So if the market continues to rally and the feds are going to take their foot off the gas and start maybe even quantitative easing again, and this was all they were going to do as far as trying to take money out of supply in the market rallies, we'd be looking for a Flux retrace. So if you don't have any Flux, you might want to try to add some to your portfolio between these 3 key levels. The lowest bearish retrace Flux would be calling for before it made its next leg up would be 51 cents, but that's very speculative based on these market conditions. And with Solana melting down right now, we could see another Luna where the entire ecosystem implodes because the amount of money that's invested across all Solana projects could be on the verge of failing right now. So keep that in mind. It's pretty crazy out there. If that happened, I think we'd see Flux back down here, but I would not make the same mistake again. If Flux came back down to that 40-cent range, you will see me adding some Flux back to my portfolio. And last but not least, if you guys have not saw my how to set up a Zelcore wallet, 100% my favorite go-to wallet. Now, with what's going on with Solana, there has been some breach that looks like it's correlated to cell phone wallets. So any one of these wallets that you downloaded and installed on a cell phone, somehow it's looking like the hackers are getting into the back end and revealing private keys. Now, I'm not saying that is happening with Flux. I'm saying that I would never use a mobile app ever. I've never connected my Zelcore app, and Zelcore is my absolute favorite crypto wallet. I keep my Kadena on Chainweaver. I keep all other assets on Zelcore, but I would never ever use a mobile wallet. Now, that's just my experience, especially until we find out what has happened with the Solana Phantom wallet. Be very, very careful using any mobile wallet right now. Zelcore has currently suspended all Solana Flux pairs. Taking a look at Zelcore's Twitter, in light of the recent breach on the Solana network, we are disabling Fusion for Flux Sol to ensure that there is no movement should a wallet be breached with a Flux Sol custody in it. This is a preventative move to protect the PA to the main chain. That's huge. And Zelcore was one of the first projects out to take immediate action. Before I could even alert everybody, Zelcore was already making moves. So now if the market continues to rip and Flux does what Flux always does, I don't think it's unrealistic. The Elliott wave is calling for the next leg up to about 95 cents. So Flux is retracing down. We're pretty much hitting retrace targets right now. If the market turns around to rallies, I think we're going to see Flux up here putting in a new cycle high of around 95 cents. And again, if market keeps ripping, I don't see why Flux could not hit $1.25, but I'm so bearish on the overall market big picture. I don't know if many projects are going to be able to run, but Flux is my second favorite project. And with the current macroeconomics, the SEC targeting almost every project they did a pre-mine, every project they did an ICO. Flux, there was no ICO. Flux had submitted documents to a review board in the United States to determine if they could pass or fail a Howey test. They also did it on a global scale. So they've been US certified and globally certified that they should fail the Howey test, making it impossible, quote unquote, as of now, for the SEC to label them as a security. But we know how that is. But Flux is also proof of work, meaning the more and more people that start interacting with the network, the more and more decentralized the blockchain becomes. The amount of coins that you own in Flux does not dictate your voting power in the network. And that's why we love Flux. So how much Flux would you need to equal $1 million by 2025? If Flux were to hit a price point of $10, you would need 100,000 coins of Flux to equal 1 million. If Flux hit $15, you would need to have 67,000 Flux, $20, 50,000 Flux, $25, 40,000 Flux, $30, 25,000 Flux. And if Flux were to hit a price point of $50 and you had 20,000 Flux, you would be a millionaire. Now, just to recap on that, if Flux were to hit a price point of $65, the market cap would need to be $16 billion. So do me a favor, guys, drop some comments below. Let me know where you guys think Flux will be by 2024, 2025. At the peak of altcoin season, the most bullish market conditions, Flux continuing to crush it, another 20 or 40,000 nodes set up, Zelcore being the #1 crypto wallet in the United States. Drop some comments below. Let me know what you guys think.